I once was a flower, yellow and pink. The whole world was my field, where I'd ponder and think. My friends were flowers too, mostly like me. We talk about flower stuff and love our company. We thought not for a second, in our giggles and bliss, that there would ever be more to life than all this. But along came a boy, knee-high to his mom. He wobbled and swayed to the notes of our song. He spotted my friend, a daisy in bloom, and suddenly I feared an ending in doom. And as sure as a child shall tumble and walk, he picked off my friend straight off of the stalk. I wept for this change, for all that I knew was this field I did love and shared with him too. I watched as my friend, rattled and shook, was tucked between the pages of the young boy's book. Days grew longer as the field drew thinner, and less of my friends came over for dinner. They've all been picked for weddings and balls, until I was alone one solstice of the fall. I had held on so long to a world I held dear that I hardly even noticed that winter would draw near. And then came a girl, knee-high to her dad, skipping and singing like it was all that she had. She noticed me quickly, the last flower in the field, and I noticed the sparkle her young eyes did yield. I smiled for a second, but I soon realized that she yearned to pick me, and I knew I'd rather die. Please don't pick me, I floundered and swayed, but she didn't speak flower, and my hope then frayed. I was plucked from my field I loved more than the sun, even though my friends were all surely gone. She pressed me to her heart and took a long, careful look before I was placed inside her own book. The days ahead were dark and void of all sound, save for the whimper of the grief I had found. I had been cheated. There never was a field. Why bother making friends if a flower you can steal? And then came the day I felt a bump in the night and fell back to the earth in a wash of great light. A young lady, just 20 years old, had tripped and fell. She dropped all her books and her glasses as well. A young man came to help, and as he leaned down, he dropped his books too, with a thundering sound. Their eyes locked together, and then they peeked down at two wilted flowers that came tumbling out. My best friend and I, united again, with no field in sight, but it didn't matter then. For it didn't take long, 10 months I would say, we'd have our big moment on their wedding day. The boy and the girl, months apart on the field, had one thing in common besides the love that they'd feel. And before the vows were said, and the love they'd swear, the boy placed us flowers in the curls of her hair. As the vows were spoken, so strong like a fortress, my friend and I knew we were serving our purpose. The field is not a place, nor a shiny toy to choose. It lives in our hearts, and that we can never lose.